Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. So this weekend we got David Benavidez making the first defense of his WBC World Light Heavyweight title against Anthony Yarde. Let's talk about it. In a couple of recent live streams, I've mentioned the fact that certain British fighters, today and also historically, have been very underrated in the United States. But here, in my opinion, with David Benavidez, we've got an American fighter who is underrated in the United Kingdom, because I'm seeing a lot of people picking Anthony Yarde to win flat out, and others are saying that Yarde has got a very good chance in this fight, and their rationale is that Benavidez hasn't looked particularly impressive so far at 175, he hasn't carried his power up, Anthony Yarde is naturally bigger, he's a big puncher, and perhaps it'll be third time a charm for him in title fights. A lot of these people seem to be of the view that David Benavidez was basically just a weight bully at 168 who overwhelmed his opponents with size and strength. Here's why I disagree. Now, while size and strength were obviously a benefit for Benavidez at 168, I think that the idea that his physicality alone was what he used to overwhelm his opponents is a massive oversight, because David Benavidez is actually an extremely skilled fighter. Oh yes, he is. He's very, very skilled. I think part of the reason that this is overlooked is the fact that he works at such a high pace and he's got quick hands that a lot of people don't catch the technical things that he's doing in there, the way he's setting up his shots. One of the things that I noticed very early on in David Benavidez's career is how creative he is with his punches. Very, very creative offense. He throws unusual punch sequences. The shots come in from all sorts of different angles. He switches from head to body all the time. He feints. There's a lot of throwaway shots to set up bigger shots with a different hand or from a different angle. Like I say, a very, very creative offensive fighter. He's also got a fantastic jab. And over the past few years, his defense has been really improving. He's yet to score a knockout at 175. He's only had 2 fights in a weight class, but those 2 fights were against Alexander Gvozdyk and David Morrell, who was also moving up from 168. Gvozdyk had only been stopped once by Artur Beterbiev, and that was late, and David Morrell was unbeaten. And despite coming up from 168 as well, Morrell, just like Benavidez, was a huge super middleweight. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that David Benavidez is an Artur Beterbiev level puncher at 175, because I certainly don't think he is, but I don't think he needs to be against Anthony Yarde. When I look at Yarde, his 2 biggest weaknesses over the years have been his defense, which is very leaky, and his stamina, which has let him down several times. And here he's going up against the David Benavidez, who, as I've already described, is a fantastic offensive fighter. He's clever, he throws a lot of shots, upstairs, downstairs, unusual punch sequences and whatnot. I cannot imagine he's going to have any trouble whatsoever hitting Anthony Yarde, even early in the fight. And, as I've also already mentioned, Benavidez has got a fantastic work rate, fantastic gas tank. So he's strong in at least 2 areas that can directly exploit Anthony Yarde's weaknesses. Now, if Anthony Yarde can maybe hurt Benavidez, get his respect, then perhaps he can slow the pace of the fight down to his liking. And we have seen Benavidez hurt in fights. But will Anthony Yarde be able to do that? He's been marketed by his promoter Frank Warren over the years as this massive puncher. But is he really? I'm not saying he's feather-fisted, but I've never seen truly world-class punching power from Anthony Yarde. He's certainly nothing like Beterbiev, a Prime Kovalev, or even Adonis Stevenson in the power department. Not even close. I think Anthony Yarde has respectable power, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. I don't think it's anything that David Benavidez wouldn't have felt before, maybe even at 168 or in sparring. Again, I'm not saying Yarde doesn't have the power to hurt Benavidez or potentially knock him out, but you could say that about some previous Benavidez opponents as well. And he managed to come through those fights and get the W. And if we're really going to analyze Yarde's power, he fought a guy back in 2024 called Ralph Vilcans. Vilcans gave Anthony Yarde all he could handle. Do not be fooled by the referee Victor Loughlin's scorecard in that fight, which was wide in favor of Yarde, because that was ridiculous. In reality, it was a very, very close fight, and Anthony Yarde was getting hit with all sorts of shots. He landed plenty of his own back, but after dropping Vilcans in the first round, he was unable to get rid of him or drop him again for the remainder of that fight. It went the full 10. Now, subsequently, Vilcans has had 2 fights, both of them this year. In one of them, he scored an 8-round UD over a journeyman. And in the other one, which was on October the 30th, he was knocked out in the first round by Canadian-based Turk Mehmet Ünal. So a guy in Ralph Vilcans who Anthony Yarde couldn't shift in 10 rounds and who gave Yarde all he could handle, just got blasted out in 1 round last month. So I don't think Yarde's power is as dangerous for Benavidez as some people are making out. Long story short, I don't think Yarde's defense or his stamina is going to hold up in this fight. I think Benavidez' jab is going to give him all sorts of problems, and I think he will eventually be overwhelmed down the stretch and either lose a pretty wide points decision or maybe even get stopped late. People are focusing so much on physicality in this fight, Yarde's perceived superior physicality when it comes to a lot of British fans. But I don't think this fight will be so much about physicality. I think it will be more so about skill, with Benavidez having a massive edge there as far as I'm concerned, and work rate, stamina. Those are my thoughts. Give me yours in the comment section below. How do you see the fight going? Perhaps you think Yarde is going to pull off the upset. Maybe you'll be right. We'll see. But personally, I think Benavidez will handle Yarde quite comfortably, despite the fact that Yarde is a lot physically bigger than the guys he's used to fighting. I think Yarde will discover that Benavidez is far more skilled than the guys he's used to fighting. Yeah, Yarde's been in there against bigger punchers like Kovalev and Beterbiev, but they weren't any more skilled than Benavidez, in my opinion. And they certainly don't fight at the kind of pace that he does. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Leave me yours in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Are you surrounded by mindless bots in human form who adhere to the norm and blindly conform? Who swallow all the mainstream BS and actually ridicule you for questioning things? Do you wish you had more free-thinking individuals in your life to network and converse with? Well, look no further. We're right here. Come and join the Brotherhood of Reason on Patreon. You'll gain access to my weekly topical content where we take deep dives on an endless variety of subjects, as well as my vast back catalogue of podcasts, videos, interviews, movie decodings, and my Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You'll also get to talk and network with myself and hundreds of other people in our members chat. You can enjoy all this via the Patreon app or on desktop and download all my podcasts in high-quality MP3. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store, or simply visit patreon.com on a web browser. Then head on over to my page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android, because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.